third round, and I said this, man, it's giving me Oops versus Daylight vibes. You say what, sir?
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. I would say that's accurate. I think that the round itself, and I knew that I was gonna.
That was hard.
Address.
That was real heartfelt.
Yeah. I knew that I was gonna have to after, you know, and shout out to Loso, but after Loso, you know, had the whole he got a white wife shit, and man, Loso, super stand-up guy. He caught me after the battle. I guess somebody told him that she had passed, so he kind of caught me after the battle, like, hey man, I didn't know, bro, I'm sorry, you know, that type of shit, and I respected that, you know what I mean? But I knew after he did that I was like, it's time for people to know who I am. It's time for people to know why I do what I do. And, you know, and also, like, it covers a lot of bases because it's also time for me to personally address this. That was the first time that I've ever directly addressed that, you know, in an emotional way.
Wow.
I repress a lot. So, like, that was my way of, you know, like I cried when I got off stage. Like, it was extremely therapeutic. Wow. That was a way of giving, of doing that for myself. That round was for me far more than it was for anybody else, you know?
Wow.
So
how hard is it for you to write stuff like that, brother?
Oh,
it's easy for you to write like that because you're intelligent, brother. It's emotional, it's real. How real it is. Is it easy? Maybe more than hard, I would say, right?
Yeah, it was, I mean, it was the hardest part. I'll put it to you like this. It was easy to write the material. Mm-hmm. It was tough to, you know, go about my day the same afterwards. So I remember I wrote a big chunk of that in one day, and I was probably in a shitty mood for the next 3. And like, and certain parts of it, the Earn and Ash bar.
I want to get to that. I want to get to, that's when all right, let me ask you this. Look at Free the Wave, but sometimes even listening to Surf gets bad because I think about the fact that if my son wants his mother, all he can reach is for Earn and Ash. Like, hey.
Okay, so that bar, I cut it like probably 3 weeks before the battle, a month before the battle. I cut that bar. I was like, I'm not saying it because it was too real for me. Like, she was actually cremated. Like, the urn is in the room type shit. So it's not like, oh, I just did this for a bar. Like, he actually, my son has actually like looked up and be like, can I go get mommy? And we went and grabbed the urn. That is real to me. And so I really struggled. Like, I cut the bar. I was like, I'm not saying that. I don't want to get, you know, because I don't know how I'm going to feel about it in real time, how I'm going to react to it. So I cut it. I ended up, had a real good conversation with my man, Sheed, and I ended up putting the bar back in there. And I was like, you know, if I'm going to tell the story, if I'm going to give them, you know, that piece of me, I need to give them the whole, you know, the whole drink. So I ended up putting it back in there, and obviously it ended up being damn near bar of the battle.
So you're a 25-year-old single father?
Yes. Yeah.
When I tell you I commend you, and I got nothing but respect, forget battle rap for a second, brother. The fact that a young black man, I'm 40-something years old, you be my son, respectfully. I'm 40-something years old, right? For you as a young black man, stepping up to the plate, take care of your son, forget the bars, forget battle rap. You winning in life, my brother.
I appreciate it.
I want to see brothers like you win on the strength of that.
Yeah.
And it's one, listen, that Surf thing is one of my favorite lines this year, period, right now. I'm letting you know that right now.
It like I said, it ended up, and I think that there's a reason behind that. That was the realest bar I put in there. It's the actual, like, everything in there is real. Everything in there is shit that I actually genuinely go through on a day-to-day basis. But that particular bar was one that's like, that is so real to me. Like I said, it was so real to me that I almost took it out. So like it you know, it makes sense that is the one type shit.
Wow. This $7.99, cop the app line. The JC newborn presence line, I was like, ouch. That was a little ouch right there.
Yeah. Newborn. That was my thing. Like, you know, I had to, you know, and I'm gonna break this down a lot more with Danny, but like I had to walk y'all through it because I knew there was gonna be some quote unquote like controversy about like me treating him like he's JC, like he's Jesus, right? So I had to walk y'all through it. All right.
You feel people feel you OD with the JC talk? Do you feel people think you OD with that?
I figured people were gonna do it. People are gonna feel like I OD'd anyway, but people feel like they feel. I knew once I had it in my mind that I'm gonna use him as his avatar to get these frustrations out. It didn't matter. It didn't matter no more. I was like, all right, boom. Like you, and I'm not pulling this out of thin air. They call you JC, you call you JC. My favorite bar from this battle from him is him calling himself JC, the atheist shit. So like, they call you that, you call you that. All right, cool. Let's and from a writer's perspective, I set it up because I wanted it to be like, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. My first shit is like, they call you that. I never co-signed to it. But then I was like, maybe you are Jason. And I started, you know, kind of getting into that. That's why in the first, when I did the So Can You bar, I didn't say JC. I said the real JC. I wanted it to be, I don't think you're the real JC. Till the third, and I started to convince myself, like, well, maybe you are JC. Let's have this conversation.
Klutz, what's that feeling when you watch the playback and you see Smack's reaction to your bars and going crazy on a lot of your lines? Because you rarely see Smack act like that. So when I see him like that, being like that, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, bro.
When you turn around like this, I love it.
Yeah, I love it. It's dope because it shows after all of this time, Smack is still just as much of a fan of the craft as anybody else, if not more.
Right.
It shows, because I remember there was a lot of times where I just felt like, man, ain't no way Smack listening. As a fan, I was like, ain't no way Smack is actually like, listening to these motherfuckers. He's watching a million times. There's no listening to these motherfuckers.
I still feel he doesn't listen a lot, though. Forget it.
Like, I'm like, but it's like, as a fan, I was like, there's no way. But then when I actually got on stage and battling, he does listen, and he does pay attention, because you can't just be in and out and catch my shit. So the fact that he's keeping up with me shows that he actually listens, right. And that is super dope. And like that was one of my biggest surprises.
Okay,
that was one of my biggest that Smack would like actually rock with my shit. I thought that I would be one of those motherfuckers that Smack books, despite the fact that he don't think I'm super crazy, because I'm not like a gangster nigga. So like, but no, the fact that he actually rocks with me is so dope.
Shuni had a dope Kid Slay line against Shotgun Suge, and then can you give me a Kid Slay line that you had? That was crazy.
It was white girl this, white girl that. I'm starting to think it's the drugs' fault, because I almost had my Kid Slay, but can't use battle rap as an outlet because of all of the plug talk. And like, it's and like I said, it's so real. It's so real because like I said, I layer everything, and so it's like not only referring to the fact that I battle niggas and they talk about me, you know, my girl being white or her being white, you know, the white girl shit. To the fact that a lot of these battle niggas, it goes back to the second. A lot of these niggas is be rapping about the trap and shit, about drugs and shit. I don't give you that. I give you my skill set and my life without having to do that. And it's just like, y'all get so used to it. And so, but when I hear it, that's what I think. I'm so, like I said, it's consuming me. I'm so consumed sometimes by that experience that I'll hear shit that has nothing to do with losing her, and I'll think about losing her.
Wow.
And so when people say, oh yeah, you using JC and calling him Jesus Christ is a reach, it's like, it's not to me, but that's kind of the point, is that when you've been through what I've been through and it fucks with your head the way it fucked up my head, you fuck around and reach to shit like that, anything can remind you of that trauma. So, like, when I hear white girl this, white girl that, and the plug talk and shit like that, I can hear that sometimes and think back to my own trauma. So it's me giving y'all a piece of my psyche and my life. Like, I'll hear twerk seatbelt line and get, you know, and get like, man, like, you know, I'll hear I'm strapped in and,
right.
you know, type of shit. Like, it'll fuck me up sometimes, you know, because that's just how I think now.
Right. Is it going to be hard where fans are expecting you now to duplicate a battle like this, a material like this? The pressure is going to come now, Klutz. The pressure is going to come. I'm telling you right now, the pressure's coming, brother.
Yeah. That's my thing. Like, I'm, contrary to popular belief, I'm not an angle battler. I've never been an angle battler. I've always been more so on the quantum physics, rum nitty trajectory of just, man, I just rap. I just give you punchlines. Like, usually I give you more of the Magic Johnson 6ix9ine shit than anything else. But I did an angle versus JC against Loso. I had the angle. And I'm starting to kind of, I think that I can duplicate and exceed what I did against JC, obviously, and I plan to do so. But it may just be in a different way than people are expecting.
Next time you talk to P and Beasley, ask them when I text them about you.
All right, I got
positive, all positive. Let me tell you that. Talk about your class, man. A lot of y'all are talking. You